I missed one. Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and first of all, forgive me, I probably look like a Smurf today. I was looking at the video and I'm very blue. I don't know if it's because I'm in the middle of moving, so a lot of my stuff's disappearing. Over there, all my Disney Infinity and Dark Crystal memorabilia and all that junk. Labyrinth, one of my two favorite films, all kind of disappearing. I have my Sony VR though, that's the last thing that's going to go out the door. But a lot of things are missing, so I think my lighting's kind of gotten bad, and there's definitely an echo in here. So let me just say, sorry, forgive me for that. Hopefully when I move, when I get to the new place, a lot of those problems will be figured out. But anyway, this is a lost episode. This is a radio drama that for whatever the reason I didn't post. I think I just got busy, forgot about it, somehow skipped it. I don't know what happened. But this particular radio drama happens in chapter 1, and I wanted to go ahead and just post it here. It's going to be out of order, so if you're watching the playlist, we're into chapter 3. So you've probably watched, in some degree, they are in order, except this one should be inserted there in chapter 1. When the characters are still in Greenest, and Greenest is still being under attack, and Lenathan is coming in to do his last attack on the city. And that's where this cutscene picks up. The characters had just shot off a ballista and got him, hit Lenathan dead on, and it made him crash and tumble into the town. So it kind of capitalizes on that moment, this particular radio drama. And then after that, it kind of sets up some of the tension between Frulam and Lengdadrosa and some of the plans, the way they're thinking about things in Greenest, and how important the plan is and the events to come. And Frulam thinks Lengdadrosa is throwing his life away, and yada yada yada. So this is where this particular radio drama sits in chapter 1. So yeah, it's just a lost episode. I really wish I knew why I didn't put it in there, especially out of order. So anyway, that's the setup for this particular video, for this particular radio drama. So take a listen, and if I need to recap anything, I'll do so after the video. All right? Okay, here it is, The Fall of Lenathan. Then the dragon soars above the smoldering city, turning his great bulk and aiming for the town's keep for his final attack. Wicked snarl reveals a row of jagged teeth as his dark energy builds within, summoning a powerful breath weapon of tendril lightning. With the invigorating aroma of death and calamity below swelling his pride, the great dragon cries out into the night.
Fear me! The great Lenathan, the spear of your impending doom.
From the high tower of the keep, 3 adventurers aim a ballista at the oncoming assault of the dragon. Taking steady aim, they patiently await for the dragon to emerge from the black smoke of the burning fires. Explosions echo across the landscape, and within moments, the blue worm appears through the blanket of ash. Without hesitation, they fire the ballista, the screaming arrow hitting the mark, and bring the dragon's attack to a sudden stop. Lenathan tumbles onto the field, smashing several buildings in the process and crushing enemy forces underneath. With a great roar, the beast rises in a fury and quickly takes flight, leaving behind the burning city as a cheer erupts from the keep's walls. Elsewhere on the battlefield, a tall woman dressed in purple armor stands next to a dragonborn fighter, both gazing to the sky as the great worm flees. The woman sheathes her sword and looks to her dragonborn companion as a look of displeasure crosses her brow. And there he goes, the great Lenathan. The expense we paid was not worth it.
It appears the keep is manned with ballistas. An oversight on our part. Rest assured, it was not a mortal wound that was struck, but a swipe at his vanity. No matter. He will lick his wounds and return unique.
Demanding more of our precious gems, I'm sure.
It is of little concern. At the times that happen, the storm moves, So shall we. Begin withdrawal and make your way back to camp. I have one last task.
Speaking of vanity, if it is what I think it is, you're a fool. You could be throwing your life away and altering the course of our endeavors.
It is not a fool's errand to die honorably on the battlefield. The resistance here has been feeble, but there is a group that remains that has demonstrated their prowess against our detachments. I will see to it that I meet them blade to blade.
And take a sword in the gullet before the campaign is finished? It is reckless.
We must know our enemies, Roland, and I wish to know what valor has caused so much trouble.
How exactly? Call them out by name at the ramparts? Come now.
There is always a way to entice the rats from the den. Begin the retreat. Rest assured that I will return, and with one less adventurer biting at our heels.
With that, the warrior moves towards the keep as the retreat horn is sounded. The invading army begins to regroup and move off into the distance as the Battle of Greenest finally comes to its bitter end. There you have it, folks, the fall of Linathan. As you can see, it kind of ends chapter 1. The army is retreating off the field of Greenest. They're going back to the campsite, back to the cavern, and you can obviously tell, here that Langdedrosa is approaching the keep to have that kind of final combat encounter with the strongest player at the keep. So, and actually, I think what I'm going to do next after this is I'm going to have another video that talks about box text and how to use those. And I'm going to do those. I have 2 box texts that I've done. One is in chapter 1 still, and one is in chapter 3 that the players haven't even heard yet. So I'm going to highlight those in the next video. But that's it. That's how I capped off the end of chapter 1. They did eventually, fight Langdedrosa. Langdedrosa, wiped the floor with Storm and won that encounter and left. But it was a good way. It was a good way to crescendo the remaining bits of the chapter, and as we segued, into chapter 2. So hopefully this won't happen in the future. Hopefully, I think all the radio dramas now at this point have been put out there, and this one will be out of order, of course, but the next ones are some box text, and I have to get to the next one as well. We're playing next Friday. But anyway, so that's it, guys. Just want to continue to put examples out there, continue to show you what I'm doing with Horde of the Dragon Queen in hopes that it will inspire you. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.